Marriage is supposed to be where love blooms. But sometimes, it feels like a boxing match. You throw a punch of affection, and your spouse just dodges. I'm Ethan Carter, a 40-year-old construction engineer in Austin, Texas. 15 years ago, I married Ava, the woman who'd jump on my back after a long day at the site. We have 2 kids, Mason, a 12-year-old Fortnite addict, and Chloe, a 14-year-old K-pop stan. Back then, I thought I had it all, a cozy house, a wife who loved me, and nights full of passion. Now? I'm a ghost in my own home. Ava's gone from sweet to Instagram obsessed, always snapping selfies or live streaming her perfect life. I try to hug her, and she brushes me off like I'm a stray dog. I'm tired, Ethan, she says, eyes glued to her phone. I've tried everything. Flowers. Date nights. Even wearing that shirt she used to call sexy. Nothing works. She yawns or says, "Don't make it weird." I feel like a beggar asking for crumbs of love in my own house. It's humiliating. Lying next to her at night, I wonder who I am anymore. One morning, staring in the mirror, I decided, no more begging. No more fixing her dishwasher for free. No more being her loyal puppy. What happens when a good husband goes full savage? Stick around to find out. If you've ever felt invisible in your relationship, hit that like button and subscribe to see how I took my life back. Picture me, Ethan Carter, thinking I'd won the lottery of life. 15 years ago, Ava and I were 2 love-struck idiots in a tiny Austin apartment. The AC roared louder than our whispers. Ava would wait by the door, hair messy, flour on her shirt from a failed cookie attempt. "Home already, construction guy?" She'd tease, pulling me into a hug that smelled like cheap perfume. We'd crash on the couch, watching cheesy horror flicks, laughing when the hero died running too slow. Nights ended in ways that make me blush now. Ava once slipped a note in my jacket, "Don't work too hard, I need you tonight." I kept it in my wallet until it crumbled. Back then, she didn't need Instagram to feel enough. Just me, some fries, and a country playlist. We'd dance barefoot in the living room, no music needed. I could hear her heartbeat through her thin shirt. Then Mason came along, then Chloe. Life got busier, but we were a team. Ava would call me at lunch, joking, "The washing machine ate another sock, save me." I'd laugh, promising to fix it after work. Those rare nights when the kids slept early, we'd sneak around like teenagers, curtains drawn, world forgotten. I didn't need a mansion or a yacht. Just Ava looking at me like I was her everything. But then, like someone hit the slow-motion button, things started to slip. Ava got hooked on Instagram. She posted kid pics, dinner shots, sunsets from our backyard. I teased her, "You aiming for stardom?" She laughed, but her eyes stayed on her phone. Soon, she was more focused on engagement than me. I'd come home, and she'd be staging a coffee cup for the perfect shot. I'd try to kiss her neck, and she'd mutter, "Not now, I'm busy." Busy? With what? Filters? The distance crept in like weeds through concrete. Ava stopped waiting at the door. She'd be in the kitchen, not cooking, but snapping photos. I'd hug her from behind, saying, "You're prettier than that cup." She'd shrug me off, "Ethan, I'm working on something." Working on what? Another post nobody cared about? I'm not a whiner. I'm the guy who builds bridges, pays bills, and comes home on time. But each rejection chipped away at me. I'd suggest date nights, and she'd say, "Check my schedule, I'm swamped." Swamped? With what? Hashtags? I tried to keep the spark alive. Flowers ended up in a vase for her next post, "No thanks." Dinners I cooked got photographed, not eaten. One night, I got bold, pulled her toward the bedroom, hoping for a flicker of the old Ava. She pushed me away, frowning, "Ethan, I'm not in the mood. You see how stressed I am?" Stressed? I was stressed too, but I didn't treat her like a stranger. Lying next to her, I felt like I was sleeping alone. She hugged her phone tighter than me. I started doubting myself. Was I less attractive? My hairline's receding, my guts softer from too many beers. But I was still the guy who made her laugh until she cried. I asked her once, "Is something wrong? Did I mess up?" She sighed, eyes on her screen, "Nothing's wrong, Ethan. I'm just busy." Busy. That word became a wall between us. One night, I sat in the garage, nursing a Lone Star, listening to sad country tunes. Jake, my plumber buddy, texted, "You good? What's Ava done now?" I spilled the basics, and he replied, "Be the alpha, bro. Women want strength." I laughed, thinking, strength? I just want her to see me. But Jake was onto something. I couldn't keep begging for scraps of love. Something in me stirred, not anger, but clarity. Ava wanted me invisible? Fine. I'd show her a new Ethan, one she'd never met. Hauling concrete all day, I thought I was unbreakable. But Ava's rejections hit harder than any sledgehammer. Every time I reached for her, I got a look like I was a stray dog. "Ethan, I'm busy," she'd mutter, scrolling her phone. I started feeling like a prop in her Instagram show, just there for the background. One Friday, I came home early, showered, and sprayed on cologne she used to love. Maybe tonight, I thought, she'd see me. She was in the kitchen, fussing over a salad for a photo. "Babe, let's do something fun," I said. She didn't look up. Later. I need this post to hit. My heart sank. I grabbed a beer and hid in the garage. Another night, I touched her shoulder while she watched yoga videos. She flinched. "Ethan, I'm learning here." "Don't interrupt." "Learning? From some spandex influencer?" I wanted to snap, "Learn to love your husband." But I just walked away, feeling smaller. The rejection stacked up. I'd lean for a kiss, she'd turn away. I'd suggest a date, she'd roll her eyes. "You don't get how busy I am," she'd say. Busy? I was busy too, but I didn't treat her like a chore. Each snub chipped away at me. Was I boring? My hair's thinning, my gut's softer. But I'm the guy who made her laugh with bad karaoke. I tried stepping up. I bought a new shirt, the kind ads call movie star chic. I strutted past her, hoping for a spark. She laughed. "Auditioning for Spider-Man, Ethan?" I wanted to disappear. That shirt's buried in my closet now. I spilled it to Jake over beers at the barbecue joint. He stared like I'd grown horns. "You're letting her run the show? Be alpha, bro." I sipped my beer. "I just want her to see me, Jake." His advice was dumb, but it stuck. I couldn't keep begging. Nights passed, me staring at the ceiling, Ava's phone glowing beside her. I tried talking, "We're drifting. Can we fix this?" She sighed, eyes on her screen. "You're overthinking." "I'm busy." That word, busy, became my enemy. I stopped joking, stopped touching her, stopped trying. Her indifference was louder than any fight. In the garage, music low, I felt like a stranger in my life. One morning, staring at my tired face in the mirror, I thought, "You're worth more." Something snapped, not anger, but resolve. Ava wanted me invisible? Fine. I'd show her a new side of me, one that didn't beg. One morning, shaving in front of the mirror, I saw a guy I didn't recognize. Tired, slouched, begging for scraps of love. That's when I decided, no more. No fixing Ava's dishwasher for free. No being her loyal puppy. I flipped the switch to savage mode, not to hurt her, but to save myself. I played it cool that day. Made coffee, packed Mason's lunch, checked work emails. Ava walked in, phone in hand. "The washer's loud. Can you check it?" I sipped my coffee, met her eyes. "Google's got tutorials. You'll figure it out." Her jaw dropped. "You serious?" I shrugged. "Yup. Busy." I grabbed my keys and left. Next morning, she asked me to drop Chloe at school for her big live stream. I tied my boots. "You've got a car?" "Chloe knows the bus." She blinked, stunned, like I'd cancelled her birthday. I wasn't yelling, just done. For the first time, I felt lighter. I wasn't chasing her approval anymore. I started living for me. Joined a gym to sweat out the frustration. Bought an old Harley, rusty and beat up, the kind Ava called pointless. I fixed it in the garage, blasting Johnny Cash, grinning like a kid. I wasn't proving anything. I was finding myself again. Jake noticed at the barbecue joint. "Bro, you're a new man." "Like you broke out of marriage jail," I laughed. "Not out yet, Jake. Just done being her butler." He clinked his beer. "Show her you don't need her." I wasn't sure what I wanted her to see, but I needed to see myself. One night, Ava tried reeling me in. She wore that tight dress I loved, smiling like we were newlyweds. Movie night, like old times? I looked at her, calm. Not feeling it. I grabbed a beer, headed to the garage. She stood there, dress and all, but I felt nothing, no anger, no sadness, just empty. Ava started panicking. Texted me, "You okay? You're so cold." I didn't reply. Not to be mean, but I had nothing left to say. I went fishing alone, sat by the lake with my thoughts. I slept better, ate better, felt sharper. Ava could keep her Instagram. I was keeping my soul. Ava's not one to give up. She'll reshoot a photo 10 times for the perfect angle. But when I started acting like she didn't exist, she unraveled. Not with screams, but with quiet panic, like her phone's dying and the charger's gone. She tried everything to pull me back. I was already out the door, emotionally. One morning, I was lacing up for a run, my new routine. Ava walked in, wearing a flimsy nightgown, curves on display. "Where you off to?" she asked, voice sweet. I stood up. "Running. Gotta stay sharp." She smiled. "Stay for breakfast?" I shook my head. "Got goals, Ava. You'll manage." I jogged out, leaving her stunned. She kept trying. Texted, "Making your favorite steak. Come home early?" I read it, didn't reply. One night, she live-streamed about keeping the spark in marriage while I sipped beer on the porch. She asked, "You think I'm right?" I shrugged. "Maybe for someone else." Her face fell, fear in her eyes. Jake caught me at the bar, grinning. "She's begging now, huh? You got her?" I shook my head. "She just wants her free mechanic back," he laughed, slapping my shoulder. "Make her sweat." I wasn't making her sweat. I was done playing her game. Ava changed tactics. Wore nice clothes, left her phone down, sat close on the couch. One night, she touched my thigh, whispering, "I miss you." I looked at her hand, then her eyes. "Funny. I don't miss you like that." It wasn't cruel. It was honest. I didn't miss the woman who'd ignored me. I leaned into my new life. Rode my Harley through Austin's backroads. Stopped at dive bars where nobody cared about Instagram. I wasn't showing off or chasing women. I was breathing again. Ava's texts kept coming, "Hope your day's great." I ignored them. Not to hurt her, but because I was free. It all came to a head on a quiet Thursday night. The kids were asleep, the house silent except for the fridge's hum. I was at the kitchen table, reviewing site plans. Ava walked in, no phone, just her in an old t-shirt I used to love. She sat across, quiet, then spoke. "I messed up. I ignored you. I wanted to fix us." I closed my laptop, looked at her. Not with anger, but a calm I didn't know I had. "Fix us?" I said. "You mean fix the guy who fixes your dishwasher?" Her eyes teared up. "Don't say that," she whispered. "I was awful. I miss how we were." She reached for my hand, but I pulled back. I stood, leaning against the counter. "Ava, I begged for you. A hug, a glance, anything to feel like your husband. You pushed me away, night after night. You chose your phone over me." I paused, voice steady. "You made me feel like a fool in my own home. I gave you everything, and you tossed it." She sobbed. "I'm sorry. I don't want to lose you." I shook my head. "You didn't lose me. You threw me away. Now that I'm done begging, you want me back. I'm not that guy anymore." Her tears fell harder, but I didn't feel guilt. I felt free. I walked to the garage, turned on a country song, and sat there. The silence between us was louder than ever. Ava didn't follow. She knew I meant every word. For the first time, I didn't need her to agree. I was enough. That was all that mattered. I moved out on a rainy Austin day. Not for drama, but because I needed to breathe. I rented a small apartment on the edge of town, with dry fields outside and barbecue smells drifting in. It's not fancy, but it's mine. Mason and Chloe visit weekends. "Dad, you seem happier," Chloe said over ice cream. I grinned. "Found the secret, kid." I started living for me. Picked up a guitar, fumbling chords with rough fingers. Rode my Harley down quiet roads, stopping at bars where nobody knew my story. Jake showed up with beers and dumb single guy tales. "You're a legend," he said. "She begging yet?" I shrugged. "She's trying. I'm not listening." Ava called, texted, "I'm changing. Can we try again?" She sent a TikTok, standing in our kitchen, talking about cherishing loved ones. I watched, chuckled, deleted it. Not out of hate, but I didn't need her to feel whole. I taught Mason basketball, took Chloe to a K-pop show. I was a dad, a man, not Ava's shadow. I dressed better, not for anyone, but because I liked the guy in the mirror. I wasn't chasing love or drama. I wanted peace. I found it in morning runs, late-night guitar sessions, laughs with my kids. Ava could keep her followers. I kept my life. Sitting in my apartment, guitar strumming, beer in hand, I've learned something. Marriage isn't a contract to endure forever. Sometimes, you go savage, not to hurt someone, but to protect yourself. I gave Ava everything: loyalty, sweat, sleepless nights. When she pushed me away, I learned love can't be one-sided. I had to find myself again. Ava says she's changing. Maybe she is. Maybe one day we'll talk, like two people who built a family. But I'm not waiting. I don't need her to feel complete. I ride my Harley through Austin, wind in my face, country music blaring. I smile, not because I won, but because I'm not losing anymore. My life's simple now. Work, kids, fixing my bike, learning guitar. I'm enough without Ava. If you're wondering if I should give her another shot, drop a comment. Hit like, subscribe, share if you think going savage is sometimes the only way to find yourself. I did, on a back road, with an old bike and a heart that doesn't beg.